up, guys? Got a nice, pretty sunset, or post sunset. Getting pretty close to being ready to sell the house. Fireflies are going fucking wild in the yard tonight. Like, absolutely wild. It's crazy how many of them bitches are out here by my house. But I want to talk about today how if it wasn't for snowboarding, I'd probably be 10 feet down on the ground right now. You know, I started snowboarding when I was pretty young, like maybe 6 or 7 years old. I woke up one Christmas morning and there was I don't even remember the brand honestly, but it was a shittier branded snowboard. I was sitting there on my, by the tree, and dude, I just lit up. I mean, my whole life has always been more or less centered around like action sports. I got distinctive memories of waking up, going downstairs and watching Rocket Power with my dad while I'd eat my cereal, and he'd eat his cereal. Or back when we watched the Winter X Games and the Summer X Games, back watching Tony Hawk's first 900 at the X Games. Like, that shit just fucking engraved in my head, Even for how young I was, I'll never forget those moments. But, somewhere along the line, I guess you could say I gave up snowboarding. And how that came to be was on my 13th birthday, I got a computer for the first time. It was either 12 or 13. It was the summer between 6th grade and 7th grade. And honestly, it was, thinking back on it, one of the worst things that ever could have happened to me. I went from a kid that would be at the local ski hill every single moment I could after school on the weekends from open to close. I'd get a season pass every year as a Christmas gift from my grandmother, to a kid that didn't even want to go there anymore. All these friends I had that, I considered some of my best friends, I lost them all. And I lost the thing that I truly loved. And I became addicted. I became addicted to video games until my senior year of high school, when for whatever reason something in my head was like, I want to snowboard again. And luckily my parents, they saw that, and they were, they had been trying to get me to go outside and do things and not just be a fucking hermit inside the house on my computer for years. And my dad's like, okay, let's go get you a new snowboard. So, I got a new snowboard. He had some snowboard boots that I was able to use. Put those fuckers on. And I had some old, just like outerwear from when I was younger. That last season before I just stopped going. That luckily somehow still fit me because I was a pretty fucking husky kid when I bought it. And then I, right up to my senior year, I kind of slimmed down. So, the stuff I was wearing, it really didn't fit me quite well. But at the same time, we're here in Michigan, so it's not super cold. We don't get any powder days. For the most part, I just wear, sweatshirts and whatnot. And it worked out. But this isn't how snowboarding saved me yet. Through doing that, I kind of got introduced to the whole weed smoking and partying scene that more or less comes along with it. And that was the real downfall. When I was sitting at home on my computer, I'd never smoked weed, I didn't drink, none of that. But after that senior year of high school, I had worked at the resort one more year. And sadly, that resort ended up closing the following year. So when I was 1920 they closed, and they never reopened. And then my easy access of snowboarding just disappeared. I mean, the place was literally 5 minutes down the road from where I live currently. You know, I mean, I live right by my parents, but like, it's very easy access. It's kind of sad to think that they're no longer open, but that's kind of how life goes sometimes. And I just got obsessed with partying. The only thing I cared about was where am I going tonight? What am I gonna drink? How much weed can I smoke? And that evolved into other things too. You know, from doing like cocaine, psychedelics, trying different pills. And it was all just a horrible downward spiral. But luckily, I was able to come out of it. And the way I was able to come out of it was finding my passion for snowboarding again. So when I started snowboarding again my senior year, I didn't really, I'd go to the hill and I'd hang out with my friends, but I wasn't actively trying to get better at something. When I was a little kid, I was obsessed with freestyle, hitting rails, boxes, jumps, all that stuff. I looked up to all the kids at the hill that were really, I guess, what I'd consider back then really good. I mean, compared to the actual world of snowboarding, they weren't crazy amazing, but for the time, they were pretty decent. You know, and just this kid on Snapchat was selling his snowboard. It was like $200 for the bindings and the board together. And and it was a shorter one, and I was like, I wonder if that'd be like good to learn rails on. So I bought it, and I, went to the closest hill that is to where I live, about an hour and 15 minutes away. And, I was by myself, and it was, I was kind of riddled with anxiety, but I went to the park and I tried to hop on a rail and I couldn't do it. And from that fucking moment right there, I became obsessed. I was like, I want to hit this fucking rail. And instead of thinking about partying and, going out every single moment I can, at least in the winter, I got obsessed with, I want to snowboard as much as I can. And that turned me from, staying up until 3, 4 in the morning on Friday nights, Saturday nights, to me going to bed at like 10, 11 o'clock so I could wake up at 6 or 7 and go drive to the hill to be there by open. And I guess the moral of the story is, even if you don't enjoy snowboarding, you need to have something that you want to work towards. You need to have a hobby that you love more than life itself. That'll stop you from doing all those horrible things that are not allowing you to grow in life. For me, it was snowboarding. And obviously, with that, you can't do it year-round, but I was able to find other things to fill that space during the off-season. For instance, like mountain biking and skateboarding. And yeah, sure, you can still find yourself in that party scene and those, with those hobbies, but if you have the discipline and if you truly want to, get better and grow in that sport or your hobby, you'll do what it takes to, better yourself. And for me, that was, not going out at night, not getting drunk on the hill, so I can, learn new tricks, learn things. And now I'm, remodeling this house so I can sell it. And I can go do the thing I've always wanted to do. I can move out west and go work at resorts. I don't know if I'm going to be out there forever, but I know I'm at least going to give it a year or two. Just so when I fucking turn 40, I don't look back and think, wow, I'm disappointed in myself. I should have did all these things that I never did. Now it's too late. So, that's just what I wanted to say. I'm very thankful for loud ass trucks, man. I'm very thankful for snowboarding and everything that it's brought to my life. And if you don't have something like that, I encourage you to do whatever it takes to find something that you love more than life and will help you grow as a person Because again, if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for snowboarding, I'd be 10 feet down in the dirt somewhere. And I'll give you a little sneak peek of my crazy ass firefly situation I got going on here. Hopefully the camera will do it some justice. This is my backyard right now. Oh, they want to light up? Oh, a couple of them are. It looks way crazier in person. The camera, like, again, the camera does not do this justice. But maybe you can see some more over here. The farm field is fucking crazy with them right now. Yeah, you can kind of see them. Well, that's my talk for the day. I know I haven't uploaded a video in a while. Hope y'all are doing good. If you're watching this in the morning, hope you have a great day. If you're watching this at night, go to bed, get some rest. You got important shit to do tomorrow. Take care, guys.